a blind piano player, wrestler, long-distance runner, and a creative spirit whose talents have taken her to the stage and into galleries and exhibitions across the U.S., are here to tell their story of their unique and incredible journey together. Welcome to the Nancy and Mike Show. Nancy and Mike will engage you with some of the most unimaginable and heartwarming stories of their extraordinary life. So please welcome your hosts, Nancy and Mike.
Hi, my name is Mike Zorich.
And this is Nancy Noble.
We are coming to you live, broadcasting from YouTube in Florida. God inspired. This is the Nancy and Mike Show. Today's date is May 30th, 2026. And I did say God inspired.
Yes.
This is show number 45. Now I'm going to start out today with last week. I tried to make an hour and 15-minute show into an hour, and I failed. I did two things wrong last week. First of all, it was a good show.
I thought so.
But what did I do wrong? I mentioned about the deal with God, where you see God at work.
Yes.
Well, I feel like I might have given somebody false hopes. And yes, it's true. Some rhinos were defeated.
Yes.
But the question is this.
What's the question?
Does it matter if you have a rhino who's a wolf in sheep's clothing, by biblical terms, or if you have a Nazi? I shouldn't have said that God was working to get rid of the rhinos. Now,
He was.
if these people win in November, then
These people, the guys
the
who
good
are
guys,
rhinos?
the
No,
good guys, no,
the guys who
the
beat
good
the
guys
rhinos.
who
Okay.
replace the rhinos.
Okay, I'm following you now.
And if these guys win, then we could say this is where you see God at work. But if they're replaced by Nazis, you can't say that.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So
If the Democrats beat the good guys who just got replaced the rhinos,
we're no better off.
Okay, got it.
So
at least you know where you stand. Rhinos are sneakier.
Yeah, well, rhinos are more dangerous because
they're traitors.
They're traitors.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the first thing.
Okay.
The second thing I did, I talked about things that were beyond belief last week.
Yeah.
Now,
I thought that one story was very well, it had a good ending.
I'm not going to dwell on this thing with the book because, first of all, that didn't help distracting me. My father was close to death.
That was a sad story.
And it was not something that I want to spend any time dwelling on because it was so horrible.
Yeah.
But what was the other thing that I looked for that was a good distraction? It was a wrestling banquet with John Rice. John Rice invited us to a wrestling banquet. And I will talk about that today.
Boy, that seems so long ago.
Oh, yes, it was a long time ago. It's 2017.
2017.
He invited us to one in 1981, which was my first year working out with the Indian high school.
When I was thinking of, I don't remember the other.
And then there was another one in 2017.
What did we do then? I don't remember that. How come I don't remember that?
We drove it to Indio High School from the book place. and it was
Oh, and the seniors got up and talked, that one?
yeah,
Okay, now I remember.
and John was asking me about my father and all this kind of thing, and
Oh, yeah, and he read your book.
he was very nice. He was very
He
nice.
respected your father after reading your book, I remember that.
Yeah, well, I certainly, and anybody who reads my book would respect my father.
Yes.
Uh, nobody,
So now I remember it, thank you.
nobody knew the golden rule like my father.
Yeah, your father was very
And
good daddy.
anyway, be that as it may,
Uh-huh.
but what I'm going to start off with today is the thing I mentioned last week, the psychology test.
Yeah, I didn't like that guy either.
Now,
That's horrible.
when you're doing a story like that, and I know I do this,
The what?
and as this thing is progressing, this test,
Uh-huh.
what is the guy that was taking the test going through?
Now you're talking about you?
Yeah,
Yeah. What are you going through when it's all colors and you can't relate at all?
yeah. First of all, you're scared.
Oh, you're scared because you'll lose wrestling,
You're
which is
nervous,
high priority.
and your thing is this. I had a reader from the Braille Institute give me the test.
Okay.
And of course, when you need help and you're in a desperate situation,
Huh?
you want somebody to be there to help you.
Yeah.
If you're uh, swimming in the ocean and the current's pulling you out, you want a lifeguard to come out
And grab you.
and grab you and save your life.
Yeah.
This is what you want. This is your immediate thing.
Right now.
Okay, right now. Okay.
Hmm.
Now, I knew what I was getting into after the first few questions.
I guess you
All
did.
right.
Yeah.
And I knew I was like a sinking ship because I could go nowhere but down.
And nothing to grab onto.
Nothing, nothing to grab onto. Now, here's what happened as this test is taking place. I asked the reader for help, and she says, "This is your test, not mine." So I figure this woman is feeding me to the lions, right? I got nowhere to go with her.
No, no.
Now, then the test, I'm thinking with every passing question, I'm sinking like the Titanic.
Right.
And when you're sinking, what do you look for? You look for somebody to save your life. Because if they don't save your life, you die. That's it's plain and simple.
That's how it goes.
Now, in this instance, I know my situation was hopeless. Now, when you don't have hope, what do? You look for a place where you could create your own hope. And that place was the athletic director because I explored this psychology teacher.
Yeah, and he was the head. That's
He was
it.
the head. I couldn't go anywhere.
Nope, can't go higher
So,
than that.
I, and maybe if he wasn't the head, maybe he wouldn't have told me who the head was, so I can't go to him,
Uh-huh.
right? Because when you're in a situation like that, you want to stay in control.
Yeah.
And with the athletic director, he was my one and only hope. And when he told me that I won't get kicked off the wrestling team, I'm thinking, how does he know this? All right.
But do you think he was God inspired, Mike? I think that's what it was. He had firmness. You're not going to get off. You're not going to get kicked off. That was firmness from God.
I'm not going to get kicked off.
If he's just one person, but I think he was backed by God because that was firmness.
He said, I was too valuable and I was too good.
Yep.
And what was happening to me wasn't fair.
Absolutely not fair.
Those were the variables that he was fighting for.
And he drew a line and he had firmness.
And as many times as I walked by his office after this thing got resolved,
He came to the rescue.
he came to the rescue.
Loved it.
And I don't know how he did it because I felt like I did the same thing that he did, and I got nowhere with this. I don't know what he could have done.
He must have stirred up some more people to back him up or something.
Yeah, I'll never know.
No, we don't know.
And the deal with that was once it got resolved, I wanted to find out how he resolved it. I was really curious about it.
But when we go to heaven, you'll see the whole
Hey,
picture.
yeah,
I'm interested.
I'm sure I will.
Well, I want to know.
And it's funny because Nancy said last week on the show if she had been my reader, I would have told her just get me 70 points.
I would have done what I could.
She would have helped.
See, this was better, right? This was a better way than having me cheat for you. I could see it. This put that guy in his place. Was wrong.
But anyway, that was the deal with that test. Now, going back to the 2017,
Uh-huh.
and we just got through with this disgusting book situation.
And happy to dust the dirt off our shoes. To
Yeah,
get out of
wipe the dust off
Yeah.
our feet.
Get
And
out
the
of there.
girl who it was a
Invited us.
total misunderstanding
It was.
because she didn't know what it was. She thought she knew what it was. There was no malicious intent
No, we didn't
on
break
her
that.
part, and we never blamed her. And we were friends after that
Sure.
materialized. And
And she's the one who took the photo of Mike's book's cover.
yeah, she did. She took photos of some medals that I had.
Yeah, she had she bought this black sheet, put all the medals out, and did a beautiful job on the cover of Mike's book.
Yeah, she did. And I remember her coming over and taking photos.
Yeah.
I wasn't exactly sure what was going on, but I knew it was something good. But anyway, after that horrible book thing, we went to the wrestling banquet,
Uh-huh.
and I'm still looking for something to distract me.
I know.
And John Rice was very nice. I told him about my father's not doing well, and uh, he said, "Let me know if there's anything I could do to help you." And it was wonderful, and the kids were great, and
Yeah.
it was a wonderful wrestlers banquet for the seniors. And
And Mike was very much respected with those kids. He worked with them. He was a good help.
well, it was a great situation because the kids helped me to be a better wrestler.
Yeah.
And I helped them. So it was a team effort where we all helped each other
Yeah.
by my attending the high school practices.
And with mutual respect. Well, we're going to go for a break. This is the Nancy and Mike show. Stay tuned.
Mike Zorich, a three-time California state champion in Greco-Roman wrestling at 114 pounds. Mike, blind since birth, was born in Hartford, Connecticut. He was a six-time national placer, including 2 seconds, 2/3, and 2/4. He also won the Veterans Folk-Style Wrestling twice at 152 pounds. In all these tournaments, he was the only blind competitor. Nancy Zorick, a creative spirit whose talents have taken her to the stage and into galleries and exhibitions in several states. Her father, a commercial artist who shared his instruments with his daughter and helped her fine-tune her natural abilities, influenced her decision to follow in his footsteps. Ms. Zorick has enjoyed a fruitful career doing what she loves. Listen Saturday mornings at 12 Eastern for the Nancy and Mike Show for heartwarming stories and interesting talk.
Are you struggling to care for elderly parents or a spouse? Do you wonder if being a caregiver is making you sick? Are you worried about taking time off work to care for elderly parents and balance work, life, and caregiving? Has caregiving become exhausting and emotionally draining? Are you an aging adult who wants to remain independent, but you're not sure how? I'm Pamela D. Wilson. Join me for the Caring Generation radio show for caregivers and aging adults, Wednesday evenings, 6 Pacific, 7 Mountain, 8 Central, and 9 Eastern, where I answer these questions and share tips for managing stress, family relationships, health, well-being, and more. Podcasts and transcripts of The Caring Generation are on my website, PamelaDWilson.com, plus my caregiving library, online caregiver support programs, and programs for corporations interested in supporting working caregivers. Help, hope, and support for caregivers is here on The Caring Generation and PamelaDWilson.com.
Hi, my name is Mike Zorick.
And this is Nancy Noble.
We are coming to you live, broadcasting from YouTube in Florida. And now we're at the wrestlers banquet. And usually when I go to these things, I remember what I ate, but I don't remember. I don't remember anything except I remember the kids were nice,
Mhm.
and I remember the John Rice, the guy who invited us, was also very nice, and we had mutual respect because I helped the kids and they helped me. And it was a winning situation across the board. Everybody benefited by my being at wrestling practice. And I was talking to Nancy yesterday. It was funny about some of the guys that I wrestled from Indio High School. Indio High School, uh, which is in the desert in Southern California, they were one of the best teams in the whole state. And California is a good wrestling state.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many states where you really get a state champion out of it. California is one of them. Now, in Connecticut, they had uh, the public school state champ, the private school state champ, and they didn't have, and they determined Canterbury wasn't eligible. My school wasn't eligible, and it wasn't a true state championship. You win the state of Connecticut, it's not a true state championship. And if they opened it up, here's how to do it. Everybody's in a conference. You're in your own conference. You go through your conference championships. And Connecticut being a small state, they could do it in 1 week. It'd be a 2-day tournament, but they could do it in 1 week. You get all the public schools and uh, like in California, if you finish third in your conference, you go to the next section.
Mhm.
And so the top 3 from each conference, let's say there's 6 teams in your conference, and the top 3 get to go to the next round. So if you finish third in your conference tournament, you get to go to the next round. And California does it correctly. When everything's said and done, there's one state champion in California.
And California is a big
And
state.
California is such a big state. But I don't know of any other state that does it right the way California does. But anyway, Nancy's going to do her wonderful thing. And because of what she has today,
Mhm.
she suggested that I talk about a dream that I had when I was 10 years old.
Thought it followed with this story. That's what made me think of. I love to hear about Mike's dreams. When Mike dreams, he's never had eyesight, so his dreams are touching, hearing, smelling, and tasting, but no sight. So just to let you know ahead of his dream. So this I got from our daily bread, and it was from today's. And you can tell I don't do a lot of preparation for this show, but anyway, God provides, that's for sure. So the scripture is Ephesians 4:32. Be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other, just as in Christ God has forgiven you. Okay, so this is the guy who wrote this is a Sheridan Voice, a guy. So he worked with this lady Maggie, and she said, "You should taste my soup, my pea soup." And the guy said, "I don't really like pea soup." So he said, "Oh," she told him, "well, you will after you try my soup." So she gave him some soup in like a Tupperware thing, and then she asked him, "Well, did you try my soup?" And he didn't, of course. And she asked him again, "Did you try my soup?" He's hoping she's going to forget about it, but she didn't. Okay, the fourth day, she asked. So finally, a week later, Madge uneaten soup. Of course, it's spoiled. You know, you can't just leave it around. It gets bad. So finally, she said, "Did you try my soup? Did you try it?" He said, "Yes, I did. Delicious." Okay. So then this guy who wrote it, Sheridan, said, in Ephesians, Paul calls us to deal with sins, angry words, unwholesome, slander. But before these come a more basic call to speaking truth, speaking truthfully to your neighbor. Okay. I had looked at Madge and told her a lie, and I knew it, and I knew what I needed to do, he said. So I walked into Madge's office and I confessed my lie sheepishly. And she walked to me and gave me a hug. "Of course, I forgive you," she said. "How could I not when I know how much God's forgiven me?" So I just it's so much easier to tell the truth. It seems like it's not going to be easy. You have to bite the bullet, but in the long run, it's the right way. It's the best way. Otherwise, you have to deal with more soup coming. You have to just nip it in the buds. And like Mike said, he would have told it right off. "I don't like it," right, Mike?
Yeah.
That's you deal with it right on.
And I have had that situation, and they say, "Oh, well, you'll like this."
Yeah, the way I think it was her pride. She
It
thought,
was her pride.
yeah, you got to watch out for pride. Come on, people
I
are just
mean,
taste.
I know I don't like peas either, and you can't make me pea soup that I would like. I don't like peas, you know. So I mean, that's part of the deal.
I
Uh,
a friend of ours. She wanted to help me out because I wasn't able to help Mike to cook that much. So she gave us a casserole. I told her what Mike likes and what she didn't like, what he didn't like, and she put peas in it anyway. Ugh. And I said, "Well, there's peas in here." She said, "Oh, he'll never notice it." Well, because he can't see, right? but I took every single pea out of his portion. I didn't mind it, but I had to take all those peas out, which was a lot of work.
which was a lot more work than,
Mm.
and
You have to be trustworthy.
yeah, and this was an act of not being trustworthy.
Right.
And
She had good intentions, but not that she could slip something by you. That's not nice.
no, and I've had that experience
I
before
bet
too.
you have.
And even with people saying, "Well, if I put onions in it, he'll never know." Well, I will know the next day. I'll get
Yeah,
sick,
you might get
right?
sick with onions.
Now, I remember one couple's house we went to, and then I'll tell you the
The
dream,
dream.
unless
Okay.
Nancy's not done yet.
Okay.
But anyway, what happened with that? Uh, One thing I dislike is hamburger.
I know that.
Uh, it's it my mouth thinking about it gets grossed out.
Okay, calm down.
And it's
Yeah,
uh,
he doesn't like the
I
texture.
don't like the texture. It smells good.
Mm,
And
It tastes
sometimes when
good.
Nancy makes hamburgers, they smell good, but
I like
I don't
it,
want any part of it.
and I never give it to you.
And but anyway, what happens? She said that I ate hamburger at her house. I never did.
Who said that?
Jane.
Oh yeah, I had a problem with that girl.
And she said that the last couple of times she made it, I had it, and maybe I didn't know that the hamburger was there. Believe me, if there's hamburger there, I'm gonna know it.
She
I'm
you know
blind. I'm
that.
not. I'm not
Yeah,
stupid,
I
for
know.
God's
I know.
sakes.
Okay, I forgot about that.
Oh, I didn't.
I'm sure.
And so anyway,
Okay, now the dream.
yeah. Uh, I was 10 years old, and this did not happen.
Now this is the dream.
This
Now,
is a dream I had. And, whenever I have a dream, and, they say that dreams come from something you thought of before you went to bed. Well, I can assure
no,
you,
not
what
always.
this dream was, I never thought of. Okay, this kid, he's my age, and he didn't exist, but he did in my dream.
Right.
He invites me to his house for dinner, and I accept. And his house happened to be on the same block where I lived. So I was able to walk to his house.
Good.
And I got in the house, and they had a dog. Well, the dog turned out to be my saving grace. Now, at that time, I wasn't allergic to dogs,
Okay.
but I will explain my situation with allergies to animals, because I wasn't allergic when I was 10 years old. When I was born and I lost my eyesight, the doctors wanted me to have my eyes removed, because if I didn't, and some blind people, they develop allergies.
Right.
And I did. But I didn't till I was in my early 20s. I was allergic to smoke. So, in other words, I had a problem if I had a cookout, a picnic outside. Um, Animals. And so those were my allergies that I developed when I was in my early 20s. So I can't have animals. But anyway, be that as it may,
Well, we got to go to a break, but stay tuned for the rest of this dream. It's really cool.
Radio show host and coach John M. Hawkins reveals strategies to help gain perspective, build confidence, find clarity, achieve goals. John M. Hawkins' new book, Coached to Greatness: Unlock Your Full Potential with Limitless Growth, published by iUniverse. Hawkins reveals strategies to help readers accomplish more. He believes the book can coach them to greatness. Hawkins says that the best athletes get to the top of their sport with the help of coaches, mentors, and others. He shares guidance that helps readers reflect on what motivates them, rediscover and assess their core values, philosophies, and competencies, find settings that allow them to be the most productive, and track their progress towards accomplishing goals. What if there were a super tiny device that could diagnose the brain and is smaller than a single human hair? What if you could see inside the brain to help an epilepsy patient during surgery or to help the fight against Parkinson's disease? Dr. Patricia Broderick is proud to announce the Broderick Probe, a biomedical and electronic breakthrough. Imagine a probe to help with the understanding and potential cure of brain-related diseases. To learn more, listen live to the Easy Sense radio show with host Dr. Broderick. And to help support the Broderick Foundation, please go to EasySense.com and learn how, with your help, we can fight these horrific brain disorders. That's EasySense.com to learn more and help support the Broderick Foundation.
Hi, my name is Mike Zorek.
And this is Nancy Noble.
We are coming to you live from YouTube in Florida. This is a Nancy and Mike show. And I'm just setting up the deal here. I haven't gotten into the dream yet, really.
Okay.
And
You walked to his house.
yeah, but I'm explaining about my allergies.
Oh.
When I was a baby, the doctors wanted my parents to get my eyes removed.
Yeah, you said that.
And that would be prevent me from having these allergies later in life. And their deal was they wanted me to keep my eyes in the event that there was something where I could be cured if I had my eyes removed. That'd be
There's no
the
no
end of
way.
all hope.
Yeah, I get
So
it.
that's what they were thinking at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't come up with the cure for me, and I got my allergies now. But anyway, getting back to the dream, I was 10 years old. I was at this house, and they were having rare steak. Now, if there is anything more disgusting than undercooked food, I don't know what it is. And I can assure you, when I go to bed at night, I never think of undercooked food. I
Really?
can assure you that.
Really?
All right?
Okay.
Now,
Steven.
what they had, here's the setup this kid had.
Okay. His
I
parents were
I
there,
don't
right?
think they were very rich.
Right. His parents were there.
His
The boy.
parents were there, and the
Okay.
boy was there. And what the deal was, they don't get steak unless they have company.
Oh.
Well,
So
this
this was a treat for them.
this kid loved steak.
Aw.
So I don't know if he wanted me to come over so that he could get steak, or if he wanted me to come over because he was my friend. All right,
Maybe both.
maybe both.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Uh-huh.
on one corner of the plate, they had some mashed potatoes,
Which you love.
which I love.
Mhm.
And I ate. I thought, I'm in for it here. So I ate the potatoes very
Any
slowly.
vegetable or anything?
No, just meat and potatoes.
Okay.
And the meat, what am I going to do with this meat? I can't stand it. I don't like the smell of it. There's nothing I like it. if I was gonna eat steak,
Hmm.
I don't know if I ever would. I don't like it. But if I was gonna eat it, it would have to be burnt from the inside out.
And they'd have to cut it up in little pieces for you.
Yeah. Well, it was cut up pretty good.
Oh, good. I didn't know that.
And the pieces that I had there, uh, then the parents said, "Well, we were gonna go in the living room and watch TV. Are you gonna be okay in here?" I said, "Yeah, I'll be fine." So anyway,
Was the little boy, was he blind or could he see?
he could see.
Okay.
That was a good question, by the way. So anyway, uh, the parents leave and the boy leaves. They're in a different room of the house.
Good.
And I take a piece of meat and I reach under the table. The dog comes,
Oh,
takes
yeah.
the meat away
I'm
from
sure
me.
he does.
And finally, all the meat's gone. I fed it to the dog.
Yep.
Thank God for that dog.
Yep.
Now, if I had that dog, I'd probably get an eye infection from it. But anyway, uh, he saved
So
the
they
day.
thought you ate it all.
Yes. Now, in the meantime, the kid asked me to come over again. I say no. I don't want to do this. I got home from their house, and my mother misunderstood what I said. She thought that I said that I ate rare steak.
Oh,
And she
my
said,
gosh.
"You wouldn't do it if I made it. Why are you doing it for these people?" I said, "I didn't do it. I fed it to the dog."
So the dog is looking forward to you
Oh,
coming.
yeah, everybody was looking forward to it for me to show up again except me.
Right.
So I kept saying, "No, no, no, no. I don't wanna come over." Because I knew
Did
what
you
it was.
ever tell him the truth that you had to feed it to the dog?
I never did.
Oh,
That was my mistake.
yeah.
That wasn't my mistake, alright?
You didn't do it
And
like the guy in the story about the pea soup.
no, I did not. And when I finished the dream and I woke up the next day,
Yeah.
I wondered, "What is this all about?"
I think it was from God
I do too.
because he's telling you, hey, this might happen to you. Got to be prepared. Be honest.
And it did happen to me.
It did,
Not like that, it didn't happen to
but
me.
other ways.
But people trying to force things on me, and I say no, and they give it to me anyways.
Mhm.
And
They
usually
make up lies.
when that happens, I just don't eat.
Yeah, I know.
And to me, there's nothing more disgusting than undercooked food. Ugh, gross out. And I got to tell you this: I don't think about undercooked food before I go to bed. So if people want to tell you that dreams come from what you think about before you went to bed, it wasn't true in that case.
No,
Maybe it is in some other cases, but
maybe.
it certainly wasn't with that. Uh, when I got up the next day, I knew right away that God was trying to tell me something.
Yes. And you weren't stubborn about it. You listened.
I tried to. I tried to learn from it because I knew it was something that I had to learn from. I had to learn if I made a mistake with this kid, I should have told him I don't like steak. But then maybe he wouldn't have invited me over again.
So that's good. Then you didn't
That's
have to
good.
turn him down.
All right, then I wouldn't have to turn him down. So anyway, that was the deal with the dream I had. And it's I don't like steak, I don't like hamburger, any kind of ground up meat, I don't like.
And you don't
Uh,
like pea soup.
no, I don't like pea soup. God forbid I don't like pea soup. I like potato soup.
Oh yeah.
Now, I got a couple of cans of potato soup, as
Yes,
a
you
matter
did.
of fact, and I think I got one with,
Oh, you know what's good in potato soup? I got some of that Laughing Cat cheese.
oh, yeah,
Mix
yeah,
a little
yeah,
of that with
yeah.
some bacon. He really loves that.
That is delicious, yeah. Now we're talking. Maybe by the end of the show, my juices will be flowing. But they won't be flowing for rare steak
No,
or
no, or
or
pea soup.
hamburger. Even a cheeseburger, I don't want any part of. And I remember uh, one thing I do like is Polish sausage,
Yes, you do. Nice and well done.
nice
Burnt.
and nice and well done. Yeah, burnt. I like burnt fish too. Remember Nancy was telling you about this thing about kindness, firmness, and patience.
Yeah, I was trying to remember it. And Mike had a whole different. Mine was, I remember a nice firm mattress, the crinkled up sheet, and a nice soft pillow. And Mike was thinking, nice, firm, well done fish, crinkled fries, and a pickle. So
Yeah,
we have our different ways of remembering things, but the basic was to remember about uh, being firm, draw lines against evil, and then kindness when you're trying to correct someone, do it with kindness and patience if they don't change right away, right?
right.
Yeah,
And it was funny this morning. I was thinking, because we were discussing yesterday about the possibility of going out to eat this afternoon.
yeah,
And I was thinking, you know, uh, maybe some crinkle fries sound good.
yeah. Instead of kindness, you're thinking of crinkle fries.
I'm
Yeah.
thinking of crinkle fries, yeah.
And you know me, I'm thinking of my naps.
The
Nice
crinkle fries,
mattress
they
and a
they got
pillow.
like little ridges in them. When they
I
say
think everybody knows crinkle
Ruffles
fries.
have ridges, and
Yeah.
I love Ruffles potato chips, by the way. But
Somebody's hungry here.
well, if I'm not hungry, I will be by the end of the show. You're right, I am hungry. But I had a good meal last night, and anyway, but that's where we're at with this dream situation. And I remember getting up, and I think my first thought was, "What's God trying to tell me?" Because this is too weird to be just an ordinary dream.
Yeah, I noticed that when I have dreams with God involved, it has a lot of details.
Yes, and you got to figure out, did I do everything I was supposed to do? Uh, did I make some kind of mistake that I shouldn't have made? And I did.
Yeah,
I made a mistake of not telling the kid
right away.
right away what I did with the steak, and he would have told his parent what I had done.
Mhm.
And maybe the parents would have said, "I don't want that kid in my house again." you know, you never know.
Before you went out to eat over there, you could have said that.
I didn't know what they were having.
Yeah, I know.
When somebody invites you over, they never tell you what they're going to give you.
I remember one time your dad. We were going to see my sister in New York from Connecticut, and we are going out to eat with them. And your dad takes us to Friendly's to
Friendly.
have a whole meal, and then we went over to meet them and out to dinner. And Mike said, "My dad does that. That's a normal thing he does."
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, and
Because he knows me, so
yeah,
he knows.
and there was nothing at the restaurant Mike could have eaten. So
And I had, it was a friendly, and they had that day, it was a Saturday, they had
Wonderful potato soup.
No, it was Wisconsin cheese soup. It was delicious.
Well, we're gonna
And
go
I
for a
got
break.
that. But anyway, we're going on a break.
Yeah, stay tuned. We'll be right back. Nancy and Mike Show.
What if there were a super tiny device that could diagnose the brain and is smaller than a single human hair? What if you could see inside the brain to help an epilepsy patient during surgery or to help the fight against Parkinson's disease? Dr. Patricia Broderick is proud to announce the Broderick Probe, a biomedical and electronic breakthrough. Imagine a probe to help with the understanding and potential cure of brain-related diseases. To learn more, listen live to the Easy Sense radio show with host Dr. Broderick. And to help support the Broderick Foundation, please go to EasySense.com and learn how, with your help, we can fight these horrific brain disorders. That's EasySense.com to learn more and help support the Broderick Foundation. Mike Zorek, a three-time California state champion in Greco-Roman wrestling at 114 pounds. Mike, blind since birth, was born in Hartford, Connecticut. He was a six-time national placer, including 2 seconds, 2/3, and 2/4. He also won the Veterans Folk-Style Wrestling twice at 152 pounds. In all these tournaments, he was the only blind competitor. Nancy Zorek, a creative spirit whose talents have taken her to the stage and into galleries and exhibitions in several states. Her father, a commercial artist who shared his instruments with his daughter and helped her fine-tune her natural abilities, influenced her decision to follow in his footsteps. Ms. Zorek has enjoyed a fruitful career doing what she loves. Listen Saturday mornings at 12 Eastern for the Nancy and Mike Show for heartwarming stories and interesting talk.
Hi, my name is Mike Zorek.
And this is Nancy Noble.
We are coming to you live from YouTube in Florida.
Yep.
This is a Nancy and Mike show. And when we left, Nancy brought up this time when we went to see her sister in Buffalo, New York. And anyway,
And my parents were there, your parents, and it was a nice get together.
it was a nice day too. The weather
Mhm.
was great. But anyway, we stopped at Friendly's on the way. And I was all excited about it because I didn't know where we were going to end up or what we were going to get or anything like that. And my parents have been known to, for my sake, to stop at a restaurant on the way to somebody's house. And I remember one other incident that I'm not going to go into today, but we're at Friendly's and I got a fishamajig. Now, what is a fishamajig? It's a fish fillet with the grilled cheese
Very good.
and very good, extra well done, and French fries and Wisconsin cheese soup, which they had that day, which was delicious. And then at the end of the meal, you get what they call a happy ending sundae. And I got butter crunches, which is the best ice cream I ever had, and caramel sauce, whipped cream, and a cherry in a bowl.
Yep.
I always ask for my sundaes in a bowl.
It's easier because if you stick a spoon in those high triangular type thing, it goes off the little sides and the little drip things, and it makes a mess. A nice bowl works much better for anybody.
Yeah, this is not a blind thing. This is a common sense
sense.
thing.
Common sense.
See, I use common sense. I don't go by what most people go by because it doesn't make sense.
You go by what works.
I go by what works.
Yeah.
And if you have what the actual deal is, and this is what people have told me about sundaes, why they put it in that bad container that makes it more difficult to eat, because what they're actually doing is they're deceiving you, and they're making you think that there's more ice cream than there actually is. So it's a form of deception. That's why they use that kind of deal. Now, let me give you another example. Let's say you got mashed potatoes and gravy and a vegetable, and the vegetable happens to be corn. Now, if they put the corn on your plate, that's the dumbest thing they could do, because the corn will never stay hot. And when you try to grab it with your spoon or whatever you're using, the corn will be running all over the plate. You'll be chasing it like you're playing hide and seek with it. And it's stupid when you have mashed potatoes and gravy, or you have corn or certain vegetables. They stay hotter if you put them in a small bowl.
Yep.
And that, these are common sense ways of eating that a lot of restaurants, for some reason, don't understand.
Yep.
And
And we ask for bowls.
we do. We ask for bowls because they don't have the common sense. I went to this place for my birthday, and I got popcorn chicken, and Nancy gave me her mashed potatoes. And that was a Louisiana fish place.
Mm-hmm.
And the mashed potatoes came in a bowl. I did not ask for the bowl. And they gave me a spoon. Some restaurants, they won't give you a spoon. And I commend them for doing the right
Yeah.
thing without my asking for it.
Yep.
And but that was a good thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of an expensive place, but the food is delicious.
Yes, it is. That's
But
different.
anyway,
Uh-huh.
so much for the food deal and the friendly deal, and Nancy's
I can't believe it. Are you sure?
Nancy's family wasn't too happy with the fact that we ate on the way, but
Especially my sister.
oh, I know, because she thought she had a good place planned out, and
Well,
I don't
she
remember.
liked it.
I don't remember anything that was on that menu, but I remember thinking, I don't know what I'm going to get.
Yeah, I said out loud, well, there's nothing for you here. So that's
Oh
it.
yeah, that must have made your sister
Oh
happy.
yeah, she got angry.
Yeah, she did. I'm sorry.
And then my dad gave my mom his leftover steak, and it was too well done for her, and she was complaining about it. And your father took note of that. I remember that mommy didn't like daddy's well done steak with his leftovers.
Yeah, right.
I can't believe it. Maybe you didn't talk any sports or anything.
Yeah, well,
Got 1 minute to wrap it up.
anyway, I'm not going to go into sports
Yeah,
now
it's too late.
because it's too late. Yesterday we played our dart game.
Yeah, I was really happy.
and-
Mike did some stair stepper, and we played darts. It's like Velcro, and the darts are like tennis balls, so he can throw it, and it's fun. Oh, here we are. Thanks, guys, for listening to our show, and take care. Right, Mike?
Yep.
Have a good week.
This has been the Nancy and Mike Show. Tune in each week and become part of the conversation of the amazing journey of Nancy and Mike.